Good evening, people. Let's see y'all. Hopefully, y'all enjoying these little conversation pieces that I'm putting out here. But today was a very interesting day already. Morning time already. I work overnight, so it was already an interesting dynamic going on today. Not gonna get into anything personal, but today I was on Facebook and a sister sat here and posted 2023 I want to see male birth control and stuff like that. I was just like why would men want to sit there and do something like why is it necessary for a man to sit here to get birth control? We doing the natural thing that was embedded in us since mankind, since we was able to. I don't understand why questions like that is openly being asked and on public platforms, public media devices and stuff like that. It's social media devices, But I found that to be weird in a way. It made me sit here and just I had to sit here and put my 2 cents in it. And I wasn't harsh or nothing like that. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I actually like to join into, uncomfortable conversations to where, to test people's faith in whatever it is that they sitting here putting out here. I like to sit here and test it by, questioning their topic, their ideal, whatever, peacefully, nicely. I'm not no troublemaker or anything like that, going out there just bugging out on anybody. No. But that particular status sat here and kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So I ended up proceeding to get into a debate somewhat, because I know the females on the other side was, coming out of emotion, telling me I was uneducated and stuff like that, and, just saying things. And I was just saying why women just can't be more accountable and not sleeping or dealing with dudes they shouldn't be dealing with, and I was being called stupid. I don't know what I'm talking about. And one of them proceeded to actually say, because I commented saying that it's no man, ain't the majority of men out here, as not a minority of them, not a single section of them, majority of men out here ain't raping women or anything like that, and or sitting there doing these things. And a female decided to come in right after and say, men are raping women. I'm confused. So she never answered the question that I presented. I sat here and was like, so you're telling me the majority of men out here is raping women, getting them pregnant, and just not taking care of them? Majority. Because that's the thing a lot of people would like to do. They like to sit here and single out the minority aspect of things in a topic or in a real, in a situation that they could sit here and refer to. But when we're talking about the majority of civilization and how things is going out here, it'll be a real big problem in America that rape will be at a sky high to be really consider, they'll be getting raped outside. Sad to sit here and say, but yeah, that was weird to me, And it was just so just so misused in a conversation like that. It just really showed like where we at as a people and how we see each other. And what we would sit here and do to sit here and to try to win whatever it is, an argument, or to try to really show their hurt. Like, people would make things up. People would make things up and live on these things and make these things their priority and stuff like that. Whether it's to, you know, really have animosity and really be showing it, or just to be sitting there doing it as a trend out here. Either way is dangerous. And off of that little comment, off of that little status that I sat here and seen, and I comment on it, engaged in with these sisters, it was disgusting, bro. It was nasty. One was telling me like, I don't know what I'm talking about. They're not like, you don't know science and this, that, and the third. And I was just like, what do science have to do with human nature? Like, what do that got like this? Like, I wouldn't say this generation, because it's 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds that got this type of mindset that really turn societal standards into their natural mindset of thinking, to where the human things about issues and the things like that, them things is no longer a factor anymore. Them things is not being looked at anymore. Like, common sense and knowledge is no longer like a real go-to when it comes to certain conversations with certain individuals out here. And that thing is scary. It's a bug out. It's dangerous out here to sit here and just to try to communicate with people. You could be at your job. You could be at your job and sit here and probably get into like you might think a friendly conversation, until, you know, things can sit here and go left off of what people believe in. And instead of just sitting here and allowing a human being to sit here and allow them to talk, people believe that they have the right to sit here and do X, Y, and Z to or at a person because of what that person may believe in or whatever it is. And that thing is a bug out. It pushes people away. And sad to say, that's what's going on between our sisters, our lovely ladies out here. They sitting here and beginning this mindset that they don't even sit here and see us destroying the natural flow of things. Like, it is throwing the balance off. And it makes sharp minds question the future and where things could possibly go. Because it could possibly, like, is nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking to believe it or not, women, as a man, to sit here and go about dealing with society and how this country portrays to be favored of like certain behaviors and certain lifestyles. Those things is more looked at than probably a person that's actually qualified for things. Like, a man that sit here and go about living out here is very difficult, especially if you black. It is difficult out here. It is difficult. I'm sorry. It's so many things that's a fact out here that throws you off your game. And many a times I had got into conversations with women, and, you know, they sit here and try to give me advice. And, you know, I'm always listening to any type of advice. And throughout my time, I took those advices and took them things and put it out there and them acts, and it never got me the results that I was told was to come. Not even just in a relationship, but handling things like your job or handling like conversations with certain people or whatever it is, going about living is difficult. Cause like they'll tell you and many of things that'll sit here and tell you like for you to like just worry about whatever. Just worry about that. And it's like, dang, like that's the end of the support line for the conversation to help me build or to allow me to get whatever it is I need to get off. I'm able to get it off here, and that's some of the information that you would sit here and give me. And it's like that makes you feel like you can't well, we all know that you can't rely on them type of people that just don't sit here and just see life from another lens from what they might see it from. Like people can't sit here and put themselves in another person's shoes and sit here and try to understand their morals and what they sit here and seeing and dealing with out here, and how that can be troublesome. Because ladies, I've been really, like, a lot of things, I understand women go through what they go through, and I understand I'm not sitting here trying to weigh in on who got it worse. But it's like no acknowledgement. A man can sit here and understand what a female can sit here and go through. That's why we sit here and come up with things that is a negative now. Like, we can sit here and tell females how to go about moving around out here. If you with a man, if you got somebody and they're still believing what they're believing, not seeing that this is some good advice that this man is sitting here presenting to you sometimes. But, you know, throughout history, advice to a woman is like being controlling and narcissistic and just being like a real possessive dude. And it's just like, I know how it is to be out here. Not saying I know that dudes get hit on. Ain't no dude getting, but we know how men of our species, our species of men, we know how they are. We can say we know, we hang out, we talk, we chill, we talk. I just said that, sorry. But yeah, we know how it is. And when we out here moving around and whatever it is, when we come home and we sit here and lay out the information of whatever it is that we went through throughout that day and span, whatever it is, it's like it's not reciprocated the right way. A man sitting there telling a female, like, if we going out, I won't want you to do this or where it is. That will become a problem because they'll see it as a controlling mechanism and just spiral off to a whole nother realm of like, what are you talking about? It's dangerous. And it's crazy. But off of the status, yeah, I ended up engaging into a whole, nice thread of just like trying to inform and trying to, give advice. But, we text, like, it's all text messages and stuff like that. So can't really sit here and give the actual emotion behind it. But yeah, you kind of could figure like how I was treated in there. It was pretty nice. But I respect it though. Because all I'm here to do is just sit here and just bring the conversation, bring the debates, bring the other perspective into things. Because throughout our time as men, black men, we was programmed to understand what it is to be out here and to make it and to be successful and to do the things necessary to make ends meet, basically. Try to maintain. But our voices was never really heard. And if it was, we were shunned upon even by our own peers because it wasn't a regular thing to sit here and do. That's probably one of the positives that I can take about this generation now is like, it's acceptable to voice what needs to be voiced. It's acceptable to sit here and do them things, and it's acceptable now to sit here and get your point across, whether somebody like it or not. It doesn't matter. It's about sitting here getting what you need to get across and making sure the ones that's possibly feeling or thinking of the same type of things you thinking about, letting them know like, yo, you ain't nothing wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with you. So there's niggas out here feeling the same way. We got to stand up. We got to sit here and stop seeing what we got around us and just being accepting of it. We got to use the things that we was blessed with, man. The things that it feels like these females want. You got to use our balls, bro. Got to have balls to sit here and really go about living out here and standing your ground on shit, man. But with that, yo, I'ma holler at y'all, man. Check me out on Instagram, bro. I'll be sitting there going live in the middle of the night, though. I go live in the middle of the night. I just be wanting friendly convo, yo. Just people in there that just wanna talk. It don't always gotta be real social issues. It could be about your day. It could be about whatever. As long as people is getting off what they need to get off, because it's dangerous out here if you sit there and keep these things in, man. It's never a positive result. We see it and we living through it now. So I'm gonna holler at y'all.